Have an idea to sell online but don't know where to start? You can start with EasyStore. EasyStore is an easy-to-use tool for sellers to create a store and sell products online. Great for those in the beginning stage and are learning step by step. EasyStore makes it easier for you throughout your online business journey. How? First, easy to build online store. You can easily upload photos of your product. Just drag and drop. Set up payment methods. Set up shipping options and design your store by customizing the theme in your control panel. It's all done with a few clicks. Furthermore, EasyStore's control panel and storefront is mobile friendly. You can capture your product photo by phone camera anywhere, anytime, and easily manage your store on multiple mobile devices. Second, easily manage day-to-day business tasks. The built-in system will help you process orders more efficiently, manage products and stocks quickly, and connect you with your customers closely by customer management tool. Third, easy-to-use plug-in tools for beginners to professionals. There are lots of useful tools like Facebook page and store, WhatsApp, and Intercom. Those tools to help drive traffic to your store and also boost your sales with advanced communication tools like MailChimp, Skype, and live chat. Now you can talk to your customer in real time. EasyStore provides the right features and solution to guide you from the start. So, start selling online with EasyStore by signing up for a free trial today. We started small, just like you.
Kak, nak cendol satu? Boleh bayar kad ke?
Kad? Mana boleh bayar kad, dek?
Tapi kedai boba tu boleh?
Wah, canggihnya mesin tu.
Dapatkan kelulusan dengan cepat dalam tempoh 3 hari. Mohon sekarang. Get set with GoBiz.
Razer Merchant Services Virtual Terminal is an all-in-one payment processor in the form of a mobile app. Virtual Terminal app is perfect for businesses of all shapes and sizes. It's never been easier to transact.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And before we begin, I'd like to wish a very good morning to Dr. Michael Kang Hua Kiong, National President of SME Association of Malaysia, Mr. Kong Kok Long, Chief Executive Officer of IOUpay, Mr. Kenneth Kwan, Chief Financial Officer of IOUpay, Mr. Kelvin Yap, Chief Marketing Officer of IOUpay, our esteemed key launch partners, EasyStore, GoBiz, MyP1, Razer Merchant Services, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, my name is Ginny Boy and I'm really excited to be here today. Today's virtual event is going to be momentous indeed, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to MyIOU official virtual launch by IOUpay. Now, on behalf of IOUpay, I would like to thank everyone who has joined us today from anywhere around the world, be it in the office or your own home, in Malaysia or staying abroad as well. I had some people actually message me all the way from Melbourne. What's up, guys, if you're watching? Now, I know that the pandemic has basically changed our lives and kept everybody physically apart. So I hope that everybody is home safe and healthy as always. Now, I'm pretty sure that all of you have heard of this whole buy now, pay later payment method, otherwise known as BNPL in short. Now, I stayed away from it in the beginning because I always thought that this buy now, pay later thing was a high interest payment deferment method. Now, we all have to agree that the pandemic has triggered the impending need for all of us to be a lot more smarter with our money. That is when I explored that BNPL during my online purchases and soon discovered ways to make the flexibility, transparency, and convenience that BNPL has to offer work for me and also my lifestyle. Now, to kickstart the event, let us hear more about the highly anticipated BNPL service offering by IOUpay. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kelvin Yap, Chief Marketing Officer of IOUpay, for his speech.
Hello and good morning to guest of honor, Dr. Michael Kang Hwa Keong, National President of the SME Association of Malaysia. Our key launch partners from EasyStore, GoBiz, MyP1, and Razor Merchant Services. Guests from Malaysia, Australia, and Southeast Asia. Friends from the media. We would have loved to meet you face to face, but safety always comes first. Thank you for joining us from the comfort of your home, like I am, and I hope you and your loved ones are staying safe. Today is indeed a very momentous day for IOUpay team. After many months in execution overdrive from testing platform efficiency and readiness to expand our network and building a team, it brings us great joy to announce the birth of our flagship product, the MyIOU service. The distinction between digital and physical worlds, or phygital as the industry coined it, continues to blur in 2021. With safety as the number one reason, more and more Malaysians are preferring electronic and contactless payments nowadays. In fact, according to a study on consumer payments method, 62% of Malaysians are supportive of the country becoming a cashless society and believe it can be achieved within the next 5 years. Digital is deeply integrated into our lives now, regardless of age or location. I'm sure you know someone who have made their first online purchase during the pandemic. For me, that person is my mom, who purchased frozen seafood and health supplements when the pandemic first hit last year. Now, without any prior knowledge in smartphone and IT, my mom, who is turning 74 this year, is now on Facebook, Instagram, and she WhatsApp me every single day. Dear ladies and gentlemen, at the heart of our business is the unwavering commitment to provide seamless digital transactions experience and becoming a financial companion to consumers and merchants. We are taking that commitment a step further with the launch of MyIOU. Flexibility and smart spending are the key motivations behind our MyIOU service. It gives both retail and e-commerce merchants the ability to offer up to 6 interest-free repayment options for their in-store or online customers. By allowing consumers to pay for goods and services in installments over an agreed period, we are giving consumers who may be under financial pressure the opportunity to gain access to their necessities and needs. The expansion into BNPL segment enables us to help merchants to elevate their business to greater heights through increased sales conversion and reduce abandoned cart rates, while giving the consumers greater spending power and lifestyle choice, empowering them to become smart users of BNPL. MyIOU is well on its way to become Malaysia's financial companion. Ladies and gentlemen, through strategic partnerships with our key launch partners, EasyStore, GoBiz, MyP1, and Razor Merchant Services, IOUpay has built a potential market base of over 75,000 merchants to be enabled with MyIOU, and we are just at the beginning of our journey. Before I finish off, I would like to encourage everyone to download the MyIOU app today. All you need to do is download the app from Google Play or App Store. Sign up and enjoy instant discounts referral rewards, and promotion for a limited time only. You can get instant credit approval of up to 1,000 ringgit. Yes, you heard me right. 1,000 ringgit instant credit approval upon registration. With that, I would like to thank all of you once again for spending the time with us today. Stay safe, everyone.
A potential market base of over 75,000 merchants, ladies and gentlemen, to be enabled with MyIOU through strategic partnerships with our key launch partners. That is an impressive number. Thank you very much for sharing that, Mr. Kelvin. Now, next up, it is my pleasure to invite Dato' Michael Kang on screen to say a few words and to officially launch MyIOU. Dato' Michael, the audience is yours.
Good morning to Hong Kong Loon, CEO of IOUpay Malaysia, Kenneth Kwan, Group Chief Finance Officers of IOUpay, and the team members, my IOU key launch partner, distinguished guests, and medias. On behalf of SME Association of Malaysia, I would like to thank IOUpay for inviting me today. This is a tough time for our SME. For many, they are still struggling to recover from many months of not being able to fully operate. In fact, with the MCO 3 total lockdowns, at least 40% of SME to be shut down their businesses. If the MCO 3 or full lockdown going to be the extent. This is alarming numbers to say the least. At SME Association of Malaysia, our main interest is the well-being and sustainability of our SME members. Our main goal is to promote and provide support and solutions that are in the best interest of small medium industry, enterprise and businesses in Malaysia. A big part of our remit is to facilitate SME on their digitization journey. We did a survey back in August 2020, which revised at only 26% of local small and medium enterprise SME have chosen digitization and e-commerce platform as their strategy to survive post-pandemic. Only 43% of respondents report that having embarked on a digitization journey, of which about one-third saying their digitization effort have been unsuccessfully, and only half of the remaining 57% has planned to adopt a digitization journey in the future, and fewer than half of them plan to do so within 6 months. What does this figure tell us? It got to show that while SME realize that the importance of digitization, this is not an easy journey for most of the SME out there. A lot more support and flexibility needed to be provided by both the industry and the government body alike. It is crucial that SME accept the fact that the way of doing business have changed over the year, and the company that does not want to adopt the digital business will continue to lag behind. That is exactly why I welcome involvement and initiative from the industry players such as IOUpay, the introductions of their new Buy Now, Pay Later service will futures help our SME in their digitization journey. With the introductions, it will help SME to provide better facility to their customer and therefore impact their margin and businesses' sustainability. I believe with more than 20 years of experience in the digital payment and solution segment, IOUpay through the MyIOU service will strengthen the SME ecosystem in Malaysia. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage SME in Malaysia to continue to explore ways and solutions that will enhance their customer journey digitally. Lastly, and congratulations to the IOUpay teams on the success. I praise the team for providing a solution that is fixed with the need of our SME today. With this, I hereby launch MyIOU, the best-in-class buy now, pay later services by IOUpay. Thank you.
Gone are the days where individuals would rely on traditional payment methods in the likes of cash and checks. The advent of mobile devices, internet access and continuous technology innovation has paved the way for advanced services such as e-commerce. This has preceded the demand for quicker payment systems, leading to the growth of new digital payment technologies. Previously known as iCentric, IOUpay has 20 years of experience in mobile banking and digital payments, serving 20 leading Malaysian banks, insurers, telcos, and large brands in Malaysia and Indonesia. Today, IOUpay is already connecting large communities to brands for various mobile banking and transaction services, including new product and service offerings, processing more than 24 million transactions monthly. Introducing MyIOU, a buy now, pay later service from IOUpay. MyIOU is designed to accommodate the ever-growing cashless market in Malaysia and Southeast Asia, enabling both retail and e-commerce merchants to offer flexible payment options for their in-store and online consumers. Malaysians aged 18 years old and above can sign up and receive an instant credit approval of 1,000 ringgit for purchases from IOUpay approved merchants. With MyIOU, consumers can buy now, pay later by splitting their purchase into 2, 3 or 6 monthly payments with 0% interest. Also introducing MyIOU Credit Plus, where existing MyIOU consumers may sign up to increase their credit limit up to 10,000 ringgit. Not only that, we're also launching MyIOU Merchant Plus, offering MyIOU merchants the ability to provide additional credit limit up to 10,000 ringgit for a one-time purchase to eligible MyIOU Credit Plus consumers. For a limited time only, download MyIOU app in Google Play or App Store to enjoy instant discount of 10 ringgit off first transaction. Referral reward of 5 ringgit for every successful referral to friends and family. And for merchants, enjoy zero sign-up promo with reduced merchant discount rate, MDR. Sign up now to revel in best-in-class buy now, pay later experience, only with MyIOU.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The MyIOU service is finally here in Malaysia and ready to be your financial companion. Now, just as mentioned by Kelvin earlier, the MyIOU app is yours to enjoy in 2 easy steps. Step 1, go to your App Store, Google Play or App Store, search for MyIOU and download it on your mobile phone. Now, the app is supported on iOS 12 and above, and also Android version 6 and above, supported by Google services. Number 2, register. Now, to do so, you need to be 18 and above, have a MyCard, possess a credit card or a debit card issued by a Malaysia financial institution, Malaysia mobile number, and email address. And that's it. Now, the best part is you will receive instant credit approval of 1,000 ringgit that can be used for purchases from IOUpay approved merchants. Now, as consumers, you can even increase your credit limit of up to 10,000 ringgit if you sign up with MyIOU Credit Plus. Now, how amazing is that? Now, merchants are also offered the ability to provide additional credit limit of up to 10,000 ringgit to eligible IOU or MyIOU Credit Plus consumers through MyIOU Merchant Plus. Now, but hang on, there's more. Now, as part of its launch, Now it's a promotion, okay? MyIOU will give instant discounts of 10 ringgit for new users' first transaction using the voucher code MyIOU10. And also a referral reward of 5 ringgit for every successful referral to friends or family. That's for consumers, but what if you're a merchant? Okay, listen closely. For merchants, MyIOU offers zero sign-up promo with waiver of one-time setup fee and first year annual maintenance fee worth up to 1,000 ringgit and reduced merchant discount rates, MDR, with estimated savings worth up to 1,000 ringgit. So wait no more! Download MyIOU and sign up to enjoy these discounts, its rewards, and promotions for a limited time only. You want to find out more information? You can log on to www.myiou.com. Now, next up on our agenda, it's going to be an insightful 40 minutes. Now, we have Frida Liu, lead producer and presenter at BFM 89.9. She's here with us today, and no, she's not hosting the show. She's not hosting a show, but she will be talking to a group of industry speakers, industry experts about the rise of buy now, pay later, and how it's changing the face of digital commerce in Malaysia and regionally as well. Frida, over to you.
Thank you, Ginny Boy. MyIOU is indeed an exciting, highly anticipated BNPL service offering by IOUpay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the industry panel discussion. I'm Frida Liu, and I'll be moderating the session for today. For the next 40 minutes or so, we will take a deep dive into the relatively new segment, Buy Now, Pay Later, and how it is changing the game of digital payment in Malaysia as well as the region. Allow me to introduce our esteemed panel speakers for today. We have first Eric Lian, who's responsible for marketing and community at EasyStore. He's passionate about guiding small and medium businesses on how to thrive in the world of digital commerce. EasyStore makes it easy for businesses of all sizes to sell across multiple sales channels such as e-commerce website, WhatsApp, Facebook Live, and more, and manage them effortlessly via one centralized system. Next, we have Jasmine Lee, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of GoBiz. Jasmine was named Asia's most influential CMO by CMO Asia at the 24th World Brand Congress in recognition of exemplary customer engagement strategies, influence, and data-driven marketing. Her high touch is evident in UMobile's product development, product marketing and management, brand and marketing communications, customer experience management, and everything in between. GoBiz by UMobile enables digital payments and connectivity for businesses big to small. Next, we have Joshua Chin, founder and CEO of Smart Rental, one of IOUpay's key merchants that provides laptop and computer rental solution for lower income earners. Through his leadership, Smart Rental has seen huge growth and become the first company in Malaysia to be appointed as both Microsoft Unlimited Potential Partner and a Microsoft Authorized Refurbisher. Next, we have Kong Kok Long, Chief Executive Officer of IOUpay, a fintech and digital commerce company that provides services to institutional customers to securely authenticate end-user customers and process banking, purchase, and payment transactions, and also the man behind the launch of MyIOU service today. He has a wealth of expertise, a proven track record in fintech platform and product development and strategic commercial development. Last but not least, Lee Meng Lee, Chief Executive Officer of Razor Fintech and also the Chief Strategy Officer of Razor Inc. Mr. Lee brings over 15 years of corporate finance experience in mergers and acquisitions, as well as capital markets advisory and an invaluable network of contacts. Established in April 2018, Razor Fintech has grown to become one of the largest O2O, offline to online, digital payment networks in emerging markets and has processed over billions of dollars in total payment value. Razor Fintech operates Razor Merchant Services, RMS, a leading B2B business-to-business solution. Welcome and thank you for joining us virtually today. So let's start, shall we? Let's start with a question for our host, Mr. Kong from IOUpay. So buy now, pay later has become a hot topic in the financial world. Can you explain to us what it is and how does it work for consumers and businesses?
Thank you, Freda. Good morning. On behalf of IOUpay, let me start by extending my thanks and welcome to the panel members for being here today. Thank you. Okay, coming back to the question, let's start with first the consumers. You see, there are times when they wanted to make purchases of something they need, but don't want to pay upfront, or have other budget priorities, or just can't quite stretch to afford it. This is where buy now, pay later payment method comes to the rescue. It does exactly what it says. You get the opportunity to buy something without having to make full payment for it until a later date. You know, Freda, buy now, pay later payment option is on the rise and appearing across a wide range of retail and service industry in Malaysia, from fashion to travel, offering alternative payment methods, and in the case for MyIOU, on a zero interest basis. This trend, accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic and intensified by the rising income inequality, has been a blessing for many looking to stretch their ringgit and additionally offer them a built-in way to budget their spending. As a Malaysian, having the ability to be able to grant instant credit with a credit or debit card is simply life-changing. This means a food delivery rider can immediately fix his broken down motorcycle to be able to continue doing his job without having to wait for the next paycheck. Here's another example. A father can purchase a laptop for his son with the flexibility to plan his purchase and spending with buy now, pay later flexible payment options. So that's for consumer. What about businesses? For businesses, buy now, pay later options are able to unlock access to a larger consumer base and increase their sales conversion without risk by allowing consumer to split their purchases into several interest-free payment paid over time. They can also increase their shoppers' purchasing power and enable them to gain access to financial freedom through transparent, flexible, and seamless payment option. By giving the shopper an option to split their payments into installments, also increases card conversion. Buy now, pay later is a much needed investment for business sustainability. One last point I would like to add. Buy now, pay later is making financial services more inclusive and accessible to ordinary Malaysians and businesses. To some, having buy now, pay later services will help them immensely in navigating through this pandemic.
Right. I think it just makes sense as a consumer, whether there's a pandemic or not. It makes sense for me to be able to stretch my budget as much as possible. Mr. Lee, it seems that BNPL is on the rise across markets in Asia as the largest offline payment network in Southeast Asia. Can you share your view on what the key drivers behind this growth? And do you think the same drivers apply to the Malaysian market?
Well, thank you, Freda. So I think if you take a step back, you look at the global market, right? Buy now, pay later is already seen to be probably the fastest growing alternative payment option, right? So when you look at Asia and specifically in Southeast Asia, I will break down the factors into a few things. One, I would say, is the demographics, right? So if you look at the demographics, especially here in Southeast Asia and even in Malaysia, is that there's a lot of very young kids, very young population, right? What that means are the spending habits of these guys are very different from, older guys like ours, right? The first thing they know is instead of walking in the store, they will look at buying things online. So that's one. Number two, it's also the underserved market, right? So the underserved population, back to Mr. Kong's point, right? A lot of them may want to or aspire to buy something, just don't have the credit, don't have the pocket to do so. So buy now, pay later as an option coming in because of the young, the accessibility to be able to suddenly be able to buy something, although it's staggered over a period of time for payment, is going to be on the rise. Number two, I think the changing retail landscape as well, right? So I think the rapid rise of e-commerce platforms, it took Obviously, China took the lead, the US, everywhere else. Southeast Asia took a while. A lot of the platforms start small in country. Now, you get big guys like Lazada, Shopee really driving the market. So the e-commerce platforms are there to allow access to more products, faster delivery, and all that. But the traditional retail are also trying to transform. They're all trying to digitize. COVID-19 has forced a lot of our merchants to think about it. Some will move faster, some will move a little slower. So where we actually see the opportunity, at least at Razer FinTech, is because we have the online and offline side, which is why we're here working with IOUpay, where we are actually not just allowing the buy now, pay later option online, but also to our offline merchant network. I think the last point I would say why this thing is going to continue to be on a rise, exactly back to Mr. Kong's point, right? It is an attractive alternative payment for consumers, right? The adoption ultimately will be driven by whether the consumers want it. Why would the consumers want it? Whether you made the point, Freda, whether COVID or not, but especially COVID, where people are concerned about paychecks, people are concerned and cautious about how they spend things, but there are still things you want in life, right? So this allows you to, actually be able to get what you want, stagger the payments, no interest, 0% interest fee, as Mr. Kong has said it. So I think all these factors combined, we'll see this take off. Obviously, there are still things that we probably need to just address, whether it's risk assessments and all that. But as the market continues to grow, more data, you'll be able to be more accurate, and I think this should be something that we all should watch out for.
Things you want and things you need, because sometimes you need the fridge if it breaks down, and it's a high ticket item, right? Eric, as the leading e-commerce shopping cart platform that brings passionate small businesses together, do you think the Malaysian retailers are ready for BNPL, and what are your projections on the growth of BNPL as the preferred payment method on your platform? Will it overtake the likes of e-wallets and credit cards?
Right. So basically, I think that from what we see in our own platforms, where we actually serve a lot of businesses, especially retailers, right? So especially when we talk about like pandemics and e-commerce, when a lot of businesses are trying to sustain or survive even during the pandemic, and we saw that even though we have already onboarded a lot of businesses to go online and sell digitally, but there are still most of the businesses, especially like Malaysian group B4D, okay, so they are still sorting like solutions to sell online as well. So I don't think that it's a matter of readiness for the businesses to actually accept BNPL, but it's whether they actually can understand what's the benefits of BNPL, right? So basically, this means that we all know that BNPL, there's actually a misconception where only high tickets products can actually, if you're only selling high tickets product electronics that cost thousands of dollars, then you can use BNPL. But then what we see in our, merchants is that even though they're actually selling like low tickets product, like if their products only cost like 20 ringgit, 20 ringgit, 30 ringgit, they can still use BNPL as well, right? So this also creates like allow the customers to buy more, meaning that because they didn't have to pay a large fund upfront, right? So they can actually buy more in terms of order value. So this actually in terms not only benefits the customers, but also merchants as a whole. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and I think because of these perceptions, businesses like a lot of our merchants before BNPL is actually quite famous right now, is that a lot of them are already demanding, like, whether EasyStore, do you have BNPL? We need this, we need that. So I think this has shown a very high potential growth in BNPL adoptions in EasyStore as a merchant space. And in terms of whether they can actually overtake e-wallets or credit cards, I think they can actually go hand in hand. That's why in EasyStore, what we do is that we usually encourage you to have more and more payment methods, so that you actually increase the chance for your customers to buy more. Right? So like if your customers are more into credit card, and yeah, then you can offer credit card. But then if your customers are already adopting and they are more suitable or more comfortable by paying, installment based or without interest fee, then yeah, BNPL, then you have it, then you can actually convert the customers from there.
I confess, I bought a 60 ringgit candle on BNPL. So there you go. Now, Jasmine, as a major digital payment service provider in the digital solution space, how will this partnership with MyIOU help your merchants scale up their businesses? And is having a BNPL service such as MyIOU important for businesses today?
So GoBiz basically helps IOUpay's merchants to add digital payments acceptance into their portfolio. So this covers all key card schemes like MasterCard, Visa, and UnionPay. So that is really important in the Malaysian environment today. So whenever we talk about card schemes, we always think that it's just credit cards. But we forget that Malaysia is a highly banked society, and we have more than 90% of our population having debit cards. And all these debit cards are also supported by card schemes. So GoBiz basically power IOUpay to be able to accept all kinds of card schemes, the three major ones especially. So beyond just payment acceptance, we also create a whole digitization process and also a funnel for the SMEs and all the merchants that are on IOUpay's platform to give them opportunities for new revenue streams as well. So this GoBiz solution allows them to also accept VAS payments such as bill payments, doing top-ups for telcos, so they can find new areas of revenue stream as well. So just beyond what they are selling today. And the most important part of it is in the GoBiz solution, it solves a lot of card acceptance, onboarding troubles that all these SMEs and the merchants have. So we are really very easy to apply. Everything is on digital, is quick approval. The cost of the transaction for this payment gateway is also very low. So it helps them to onboard and accept cards fast compared to the traditional financial institution methods. So on top of that, you don't need a lot of human resource to go tracking all your payment transactions and so on. So really, it's really created very well for a IOU payment kind of environment, and we want to try to push SMEs forward to accept digital payments.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Jasmine. Joshua, as the #1 in computer rental business and as a merchant yourself, what is your opinion on why should consumers consider BNPL for their e-commerce needs, and what benefit do you think flexi payments will have for consumers?
I strongly recommend BNPL because basically for the consumer side, I think you have to build your credit, especially for your younger generation. I have a staff who is almost 30, good boy, quite a good income, and he bought a house. And then he got all rejection from the bank. He have no loan. He's well behaved, too well behaved that he have no credit history. So I guess this BNPL will create some starting point for a lot of individual. And if you think about it, you can leverage on BNPL to build your credit history without paying any interest. I mean, in any HP or any car or housing loan, you have to serve interest, right? But here, BNPL is the merchant who pay the interest for transaction. For you, you enjoy a 3 months or 6 months or 12 months without interest. I mean, it's completely zero interest, right? So there's no brainer. Of course, for merchant side, I think definitely it will help us to increase a lot of our transactional, because it allows user to onboard so easy. So BNPL, especially IOUpay, they built this app with everything is automation. And if you behave your account correctly, you can virtually build your credit, and that is something we are in this digital world, or rather in this social where you need credit to have a decent lifestyle. So I strongly recommend, and I believe your quality of your lifestyle will improve tremendously with this IOUpay.
Right. Okay. Very interesting. Well behaved. In your opinion, Jasmine, what advantages does BNPL have over credit cards? Will it impact Malaysian consumer spending behavior and avoid unnecessary credit?
So that is a very good question. On the contrary, I feel that it is helping Malaysians to manage their credit better with this buy now, pay later solution. So again, I want to remind the viewers that Malaysia is 47 million card base in terms of debit cards compared to credit cards, which is around 10 million, and a lot of duplication here, of course, one person holding many cards. And so there is a big market of card holders that are non-credit card people. So buy now, pay later addresses this whole market. And on top of that, buy now, pay later allows non-credit card users to be able to repay their usage 3 to 6 months with zero interest and no additional cost. So it helps them to manage it much better. Especially during these times, you also can save some money to do emergency purchases like the laptop for your son, for example, and the additional cooker you need to do your home cooking business. So for the credit card side also, we are able to manage the card debts better. If you are a credit card user and you use buy now, pay later, the debts will not be so much on the credit card. So it is more for managing all your expenses in a more manageable manner. So buy now, pay later in this manner would naturally be able to serve more consumer segments compared to just the credit card base. So that's really what I think is the key selling point for buy now.
Right. Okay. So MyIOU allows consumers to opt for flexible payments. Eric, what is your take on the risk of late payments? Will such risk have an impact on cash flow and ultimately business sustainability?
I think it's actually really limited to none, right? So first of all is that consumer can actually pay like installment, right? 3 months without any interest. But in the merchant side, as a business side, you can actually get like a full amount after deduction from MDR and process fee from IOUpay. So basically, this means that even though like your customers are not paying full amount, right, you will receive the full amount as a seller, right? So like I said, this actually bring up a lot of confidence for businesses to actually adopt this this payment method for their own business. Like and also this also turns out like begs the questions whether the consumer who are actually using a lot of BNPL, and there's actually also concern about the spending habit that they will have when they actually adopt this kind of payment methods for their spending, right? Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Joshua, you're now offering MyIOU as one of the payment methods to your consumers who are looking to rent computers, right? What were the reasons behind this strategic partnership between IOUpay and Smart Rental?
Smart Rental actually won a top 10 in Alibaba in 2019 crowd startup competition. And basically, we have a vision. That means we want to enable everyone to have a laptop, and at the same time for SME to be very easy onboarding. We do first hardware as a service, and we do without credit check. So when we come across IOU, we feel that it's a godsend. Basically, the mechanism actually helped me to, because my algorithm is we do not do credit check for all onboard, all the people come to the website who want to subscribe to our computer services. The hardware as a service, within the next 12 or 24 months, you will have a zero risk and zero what we call cost. You just pay your subscription, that's all. So when we come across IOUpay and we do this JV collaboration, the initial outflow of the payment, which we originally need 6 months to hedge against certain risks, with IOUpay, actually we reduce to 180 ringgit. So our in fact the percentage of cash outlay saved 65% for our consumer, or rather clients. So that's why I say IOUpay is a perfect combination for us to enable everyone to enter into IT world, because nowadays with this COVID, with this pandemic, I mean even M40 facing some challenges, because you need to buy 5 computers or you know, for the kid and all those stuff. So I guess this IOUpay play a very important part to help us to enable everyone.
Right. Thanks, Joshua. Now, there are other players in the BNPL segment in Malaysia, right? In your opinion, Mr. Kong, what differentiates MyIOU from others?
Right, Freda. I can think of a few key points. At the first glance, at IOUpay, we position ourselves as a premium brand with focus on quality, namely quality onboarding, quality service, and quality scoring and credit. Second, we have around 20 years of experience in mobile banking and digital payments, where we connect banks, insurers, telcos, and large brands to our community. Third, we have a proven technology, which is now further enhanced with best-in-class eKYC system with facial recognition for instant credit scoring. This is easy and secure way to verify new users remotely. Taking an example, one of the authentication process method is verifying 15 independent data points on our national ID card, which is my card alone. All these are linked back to Malaysia, Credit Bureau, and various other government agencies, including blacklists. Next, I think our product is also really unique. Instead of a standard 3 repayment plan currently offered in the market, MyIOU offer a range of repayment options. 2, 3, or 6 repayment plans offers greater flexibility to both our merchants and consumers. For consumers, we are also launching Credit Plus today and providing the ability for consumers to increase their credit limit up to 10,000 ringgit. And for the merchants, we have Merchant Plus, providing the ability to our merchants to provide additional credit limit up to 10,000 ringgit to eligible Credit Plus consumers for a one-time purchase. I will end by saying, MyIOU is the testament of our unwavering commitment to provide seamless and secure digital transaction experience and to become financial companion to our consumers and merchants to accommodate the growing cashless market in Malaysia and Southeast Asia.
10,000 ringgit, a win-win for consumers and merchants.
Yes, that's for you to buy your fridge, Freda.
All right. We've come to the last question for today's panel discussion. I'd like to hear from Mr. Lee. What can we expect from the BNPL segment down the road? What are the evolution consumers and businesses can look forward to in the near future?
Sure. I think again, just to summarize, obviously, I think all the panelists have touched upon different aspects to answer this question, right? So I think the buy now, pay later, as I mentioned, I think this from a consumer's perspective makes sense, right? It allows you to basically go after things, purchase things that, and not just aspirational things. It could be things that you really need, but you don't have the credit immediately to do it. It allows you to break it up over different payments. So that's one. Consumers will see this as a very big plus to allow them to purchase bigger items or necessary stuff. On the other side, you then have the advantages to the business, right? Again, the risk level for the merchants is lower, right? Working with someone like IOUpay, but it also allows them to touch upon and have better conversion rate. I think this word was used a couple of times by different panelists. The conversion rate of merchants, of consumers, guys that probably never be able to buy your product for quite some time. I mean, if you look at me, I put on my head at Razer Inc. Our mouse, our keyboard, our laptops are premium pricing. You know, we have a lot of gamers who are, you know, aspirational gamers, want to become global esports champions, want to use the best equipment. And unless we talent spot them and we see them, half the time they are finding a way to actually get our product. So something like that for guys who aspire, able to get that, is going to be there. And for business, again, it makes sense. I think what we're going to see is probably a period of things being tested out, because there are some markets that are more advanced. Some markets are, you know, you need time to figure out the creditworthiness and all that. Yes, it's backed by credit cards, debit card, but there's always some risk. But I would say that as you as you gather more data, as you do your credit, to Josh's point, you build up your credit, right? I think people understand, the younger kids now understand more about building credit around digital platforms than going to get a housing loan. I mean, that's the funny thing. They'd rather make sure they maintain this digital, health check than anything else. And if everything is on digital, they know my digital credit score is good. I will not screw it up because I want to be able to get that next thing and the next thing. So I think that consumer behavior will continue to build on. And I think this is something that, we'd love to be able to work more with IOUpay to touch on our network and our merchants, not just in Malaysia, but across Southeast Asia as this thing grows.
Right, it's a very interesting space to watch. Thank you, Mr. Lee, for your insight. We have come to the end of our panel session. That was a great discussion on how BNPL is changing the game of digital payment in Malaysia and the region. I hope that the informative and interesting discussion will be beneficial for everybody. I'd like to close this forum by thanking our panel speakers here today, and it's time for me to hand over the screen back to Ginny Boy for the next session. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, that conversation is amazing. Amazing insights. Insightful insights indeed. Thank you very much, Frida, and thank you very much to the panel of speakers as well for taking time off to basically enlighten everyone. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys have taken away something from that conversation. That concludes our virtual event today. Now, just a quick note to the members of the media, the press conference will be held and another link that has been provided to you. All right, so do log on to that link that was provided. And for the rest of you watching, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I hope you will grab the MyIOU launch offer as soon as possible. My name is Ginny Boy, and again, thank you so much for watching, and please stay safe and have an awesome day ahead. See you guys!